Hey plant nerds, welcome back to my channel. I have received a lot, and I mean a lot of comments asking how my tropical plants that I ordered from Thailand are doing. So today I thought I would sit down and film a quick video update to show you the deal with those plants right now at this moment in time. So first up on the update list is my ZZ Raven. We're fine. We're fine, yeah. Everything's cool. Yeah, we're cool. The ZZ was the only plant of the 3 plants that I potted directly into soil. It did have some rot on the roots when it arrived in the mail, but I decided that a ZZ plant is a plant of steel, so I decided to put it in soil because I thought it'll be fine. The bulbs were in good shape. There were some rotted roots that I cut off, some healthy roots. So I put it in soil, and I have been taking care of it ever since that day. And this week I decided to uproot it just to see what was going on. And boy, oh boy, it was a shit show. So these 3 stalks here are my sole survivors of the ZZ Ravens that I ordered from NewLife Tropicals. When I unearthed the bulbs, they were almost completely mushy, and the roots that were on them had all shriveled up. Or these 3 stalks looked to be in very good condition, so I clipped them off, let them callus over, and then I dipped them in rooting hormone, and now I have them sitting in water. I'm not really quite sure what to expect from these 3 stalks. If they grow roots, that would be amazing. If not, I will bid them farewell. Luckily, a greenhouse where I live got an order of ZZ Raven plants in, and my friend at that greenhouse held one of the plants back for me. So I actually do have a nice 6-inch pot of a ZZ Raven. Really, really pulling for these ones to stay healthy and be a success story. Next up on my update list is my Philodendron White Wizard. Now, this puppy has seen better days. When this guy came in, most all of the roots were rotted. They had wrapped it in Spagna Moss and newspaper, and it was pretty damp still after being in the mail for a couple weeks. And I think maybe just a mixture of that and then the saran wrap around it with no airflow caused the roots to just rot away. As soon as I got this guy, I put him in water, and people on Instagram had told me that they think I should use Spagna Moss. And I gotta tell you, I'm a big proponent of propagating now in the moss because it seemed to do really well. It pushed out the leaf that was forming when I first got it in. It has put out another new little tiny leaf here, and it's pushing out another one as we speak. Somebody on my Instagram had messaged me and told me that I should cut all of these leaves off, which I should probably have listened to them. The plant needed to take the energy it was using to keep these leaves healthy to put into its root growth. I didn't want to cut them off though, and I know it's not about me, but this leaf, even though it's a bit wonky and a little crusty, I love seeing that white variegation, and I wanted it to form a couple more leaves before I decided to do something drastic and cut these big ones off. I'm gonna repot it today, and I will probably chop these leaves off. If not fully, I might just slice them down to where it's 1/4 of a leaf or 1/2 of a leaf, so this guy can focus on strengthening up those roots. I will show you what the roots look like now after being in sphagnum, because this plant literally had 0 roots that survived. As soon as I put it into the sphagnum, I did notice some of the aerial roots around the nodes on this plant start to push out root growth. I haven't actually peeked at this in a couple months to see what the situation is now, so that's what we're gonna do. So as you can see, the White Wizard has actually put out quite a few roots from its nodes, so that makes me happy. And I knew it was probably growing out a good set of roots just because it did shoot out a couple new leaves, albeit very, very tiny little leaves. I'm going to pot this now into soil. I'm going to see what this next new leaf looks like when it comes out and how big it is, and then I'll kind of see what I should do with these bigger leaves after that. My last plant update from my order at NewLife Tropicals is my Monstera Thai Constellation. What a babe. This plant also arrived with a lot of rotted roots, and it could have been that I ordered in the winter, that they were too wet in shipping, etc, etc. It has finally put out a new leaf here, a new little tiny leaf. Literally one day I came and I stare at this plant every single day, but one day I looked at it and I thought it actually was dying because where the new leaf comes out of this previous new leaf was turning yellow, and so I was stressing about it. And then I looked at it the next day and this leaf had fully spiked out. Now this leaf is a little bit smaller, and that's obviously because it's been in Spagna Moss. It's had some shock, but it's still a very beautiful variegated leaf, and I'm so happy about it. But this guy definitely needs a bigger pot. The roots on Monsteras are pretty hardy, and this one has grown, and I can actually see some roots that are coming up on top of the moss. The other issue I had with this Monstera, and it seems to kind of be going away, is it had a couple spots on the leaves, just this leaf and this leaf, that were just a little yellow halo with a brown center. And I looked at the bottom of the leaf and there were spores forming on the bottom of the leaf. So I got a copper fungicide and sprayed it. It didn't seem to do the trick. So then I got a different product, which I don't remember the name. One second. The second thing I tried was this funginile. This stuff seems to have done the trick. I sprayed the leaves above and below. And with leaf spot like this, I guess the one indication that it's going away that you want to see is a discoloration of that brown in the middle. And the brown in the middle of these two yellow halos on this leaf in particular has lightened substantially. So what that means is that fungus is drying up. And yes, there will probably be a hole in that leaf where that fungus was, but that makes me happy. It's probably clearing up. So as you can see, this guy has actually grown a substantial amount of root. I'm gonna put him in soil as well today, and hopefully we will get a more full plant. And for those of you who have never propagated anything in Spagna Moss, I do highly recommend it. It seems to have worked really well for these plants. And all I did was I placed the Spagna Moss into a nursery pot and put the plant in there and just made sure that I gave it a good soaking, and then once the top layer kind of dried out, I would spray it down again with the sprayer from my sink. And that seemed to have done the trick. There's enough air in between the sphagnum to allow the roots to breathe, so you don't have to worry about rotting too much. I thought it worked really well. All right, that is my update on my plants from NewLife Tropicals. I received a lot of messages when I did the first video of people who placed orders. So if you placed an order because of my video, or if you placed an order before my video, or if you watched my video after placing your order because you couldn't find any reviews online, let me know how your plants are doing. If you see this video, just make a comment down below. Tell me how everything is going. If you had troubles, what did you do? How is everything turning out now? I've heard some really good stories, and I've heard some not great stories from people who ordered their plants from NewLife Tropicals, but I would really like to hear from you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up down below, and also do not forget to click that subscribe button to see what other content I decide to put out. As this video is going public, I will probably be making my trek to Phoenix, Arizona, because that is where I'm moving with me and 100 of my closest friends. I do plan on doing a vlog / how to move across country with plants for my next video, so I'm going to film as much as possible and hope that everyone makes it in the car ride to Arizona. As always, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Thanks for watching.